I told my brother-in-law he needs to book a hotel when he and my sister were staying at my house. So my sister Jenna and her husband Kevin live like 8 states away and they decided to come visit for a week. I have a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment and honestly I was kind of excited to see her since we don't get to hang out much anymore. I set up this blow-up mattress in my home office/storage room and cleared out space for their stuff. It looked decent enough. First day goes fine, but I start noticing Kevin is in the bathroom a lot. Like a lot. I figured maybe he was just adjusting to the travel or whatever. People get weird stomachs on trips. Second day though, it's getting ridiculous. I wake up around 7 because I have to pee and the bathroom door is locked. I wait like 20 minutes. Still locked. I'm doing that thing where you're walking around the apartment trying to distract yourself from how bad you need to go. Finally I knock and Kevin's like, yeah, just a minute. Another 15 minutes go by. When he finally comes out, I practically sprint in there. Later that day, the same thing happens. I need to shower before work and he's been in there for over an hour. I knock and he says he'll be quick. Quick turns into another 40 minutes. I end up being late and having to explain to my boss why I showed up with dry shampoo and no actual shower. That night, I pull Jenna aside and I'm like, hey, what's going on with Kevin in the bathroom? She gets all defensive immediately and tells me he has some kind of digestive condition. She doesn't really explain what it is exactly, but she makes it sound serious. I feel bad, so I'm like, okay, I get it, but maybe he could try to be a little faster because it's the only bathroom. She just shrugs and says he's doing his best. Day 3 is when I actually lose it a little bit. I'm working from home and I've been holding it for like an hour because Kevin went in there right after breakfast. I finally can't take it anymore and I knock. He says he needs more time. I'm literally doing a dance in the hallway at this point. I end up grabbing my keys and driving to the grocery store down the street just so I can use their bathroom. On the way back, I stop at a coffee shop because surprise, I have to go again and he's still in there when I get home. Jenna's sitting on the couch and I'm like, this can't keep happening. She gets annoyed and tells me I'm being insensitive about his condition. I tell her I'm sorry, but I literally had to leave my own apartment twice today to pee. She says I'm exaggerating. Day 4 is the breaking point. I wake up at 4 in the morning and I seriously have to go so bad it hurts. I stumble to the bathroom and the light is on under the door. I knock and Kevin says he'll be out in a minute. I tell him through the door that I really need to get in there. He's like, okay, just give me a second. I wait in the hallway. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. I knock again. He says he's almost done. I'm sweating at this point. I check my phone and the nearest place that would have a bathroom doesn't open until 6. I try knocking again at the 30-minute mark and he doesn't even answer. By the time it hits an hour, I can't hold it anymore. I'm in actual pain. I end up having to pee in an empty gallon water jug I had in the recycling bin. I'm a grown adult peeing into a plastic jug in my own kitchen at 5 in the morning because my brother-in-law won't get out of my bathroom. I've never felt more humiliated in my entire life. Kevin finally comes out around 5:30. Doesn't even apologize. Just walks past me to the office room and closes the door. I don't sleep the rest of the night. I'm sitting there stewing about what happened. When Jenna wakes up around 8, I tell her we need to talk. Kevin comes out too and I just lay it out. I tell him he needs to get a hotel. I can't do this anymore. I explain what happened last night and how I literally had no choice but to pee in a container because he wouldn't leave the bathroom. Jenna freaks out. She starts yelling about how I'm being ableist and discriminating against Kevin's condition. Kevin's standing there with his arms crossed saying I'm making a huge deal out of nothing. I tell them it's not nothing when I can't use my own bathroom in my own home. I get that he has a medical thing, but I have needs too, and this setup clearly isn't working. Kevin says I should have just held it. I stare at him like, is this guy serious right now? I tell him I did hold it for an hour while he was locked in there. Jenna's going off about how I'm being cruel and unsupportive. I tell them they can stay with our cousin who lives like 40 minutes away or get a hotel, but he can't stay here anymore. They packed up their stuff that same day. Jenna wasn't talking to me. Kevin was muttering stuff under his breath the whole time. They ended up leaving around noon.